time to play ball. Roseburg baseball is coming up on The Score.
A line drive snagged out of the air at shortstop by Paxton Berg.
Don't miss any of the action this season. Subscribe to 1490 The Score on YouTube to catch every pitch.
And with a double at second, Danner Wirtz helping his own cause, gets Roseburg a run on the board.
Now, let's head to the field for the pregame show. Here's the voice of Roseburg High Sports, Joey Keeran.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon, as we get ready for day 2 between your Roseburg Indians and the visiting Jesuit Crusaders. It's high school baseball, a little bit of an early start for us here during the spring break schedule on The Score. Well, after yesterday's action, a tightly played game between the Indians and the Crusaders, a 4-1 final score in favor of Jesuit. A pair of runs in the 7th inning put the Crusaders in front and stretched out their lead a little bit there. Roseburg did challenge. They had the game-tying run up to bat in the bottom of the 7th, but could not come through with the clutch hit they needed to try and take Game 1 of the series. But the 2-game series will continue and wrap up here today on what has been a bit of a wet and drizzly start to the day. Nothing drastic, just a few raindrops here and there. Not a heavy drizzle or rain at all, but we're not expecting a whole lot of it. Maybe a few more raindrops to come down throughout the day, but it should be, for the most part, dry, although it is quite cloudy here in the Umpqua Basin. It's great to have you with us as we get ready for today's action on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. That is Roseburg Disposal. Coming up on the pregame show, we'll have a word with head coach Troy Thompson. We talk about yesterday's matchup and how things started for the Indians here on their spring break schedule. And we get an idea of kind of the game plan for today going into the matchup with Jesuit. We will have that coming up for you here in just a couple of moments as we bring you the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. We'll also have a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineups as we get ready for first pitch right around the corner. Want to remind everybody today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on the 1490 The Score YouTube channel. Head to 1490 The Score on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button and you can get notified when we go live with another broadcast of Roseburg High Sports here on The Score. We'll have that's up and running right now for you. You can tune in and join us and watch the action there. We appreciate everybody that tuned in for yesterday's broadcast. Had a good crowd with us and hope to have more of the same here today. Overcast skies, a little drizzly, but we're ready for some baseball. It's spring break, and it's the Roseburg Indians and the Jesuit Crusaders. Both teams coming in at 2-1 as we get ready for today's matchup. We'll have a word with head coach Troy Thompson when we come back. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Social Security allows you the freedom to take stock of what's important and build lasting bonds. We share your goals. Trust Palm Wealth Management to consolidate your investments and generate income for those who need you most. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run of the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Day two between Roseburg and Jesuit getting ready to come up, and it's time for our Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. And we get a chance to catch up with Coach Troy Thompson here. Coach, game one of spring break underway yesterday, and it was a competitive ball game, tight most of the way through. It was just a bookend. I kind of realized that this morning, that first and seventh inning, that's where all the difference was made, and there was a couple of two-out hits that we talked about last night after that one wrapped up that will kind of be the difference there. But takeaways for you guys as you came away from the first game against Jesuit yesterday.
Yeah, it hadn't changed since we talked last. You know, it was a good ball game. We played well on the mound, pitched it well, and gave ourselves a chance to win a game, and played outstanding defense behind it. I think we did have the one error, but turned it into a non-factor throughout that inning, and couldn't get it done offensively through our lineup yesterday. So against a good arm, and they did a good job of getting ahead and didn't walk us or give us any free passes. So you know, things we got to work on. Absolutely at the plate, continue to work to get on base. And like you just said, you know, we gave up a 2-out, 2-run hit in the first inning. We gave up a 2-out, 2-run hit in the seventh inning, and that's all they needed yesterday. So good job by our guys for the middle innings to play D, and Danner certainly threw it well. And Burt came in there in the seventh to get the out we had to have and keep us there. But unfortunately, offensively, even into the seventh where we had an opportunity to put a couple across there, it didn't quite happen for us yesterday. So hopefully today we come out with a little better mindset at the plate and have a chance to score some runs throughout our time here today.
Every moment in a season is an opportunity to get better and learn. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit after the game yesterday, that that approach at the plate, the discipline at the plate is a focus for you coming away from that one. And what do you guys kind of try to tell them in the short amount of time that you guys have had since yesterday to today? What do you try to kind of get in their mind to try and help turn things around and get them to have a better approach at the plate?
That's just it. If we had the answers for all those things, it'd be something. But it's a continuous process. And when we were back in the cages this morning for our time in the cages here pregame, you know, constant reminders of when you get to 2 strikes, your approach needs to change a little bit. You've got to shorten up. You've got to be aware of the count, and count awareness is important, and what you're looking for in those counts. So, and then you just got to be able to follow through with that plan and get a good swing off, whether you're ahead in the count on 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, or down in the count with 2 strikes. You still got to have the ability to put the ball in play hard and hopefully get the ball in the barrel, and hopefully good things happen for you. So, but the more opportunities we have in practicing that and working on that, hopefully it translates over to when that happens in a game situation. And fortunately for us, after yesterday, we get to get right back on it here today and have another chance to play here coming up here soon.
Yeah, you kind of touch on what I was thinking there, is that you can say that all until you're blue in the face, but really it's the experience of being there in that moment and knowing what's kind of expected and how to approach that mentally. So is that why these moments like this, like we talked yesterday about how important these games are for you guys in the progression of this team, those moments that you guys experienced yesterday, hopefully those prove dividends later on down the line for you guys?
Yeah, that's right. You know, you try to put yourself in game situations as much as you can, and here we are today. You know, short turnaround from last night, getting out of here, and an earlier start today at noon instead of 3, and right back to the same game. Game hadn't changed. You still got to do the same things, and we just need to do those things, you know, better and moving forward type fashion. So hopefully we can come out and do that here today, once again, against a team that does a lot of things well and does it right and has quality players all over the field. So what a great chance for us to have that experience and opportunity today, and then again tomorrow, coming back, you know, with our game scheduled for here tomorrow. So we try to set it up like that. We've talked, you know, at length about this. You know, you try to set up your schedule to give yourself the best experiences you could have with the best teams you can play, and hopefully you take something from that that's going to help you down the line here in a month, or, you know, a few weeks from now, or throughout the season as we move forward. And that's always the goal. Obviously, winning would be nice to come through on some of those games as well. But, you know, if you can take something from any game you play and get better because of it, then that's a step in the right direction, and hopefully we can do that here today.
All right, Coach, we look forward to it, and hopefully these few raindrops coming down here in the pregame don't get you too wet out there here today, but thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, Joey.
That is head coach Troy Thompson joining us here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show on the Bowers Industrial pregame coaches interview. Take our final 2-minute break, come back with your Southern Septic Service starting lineups on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Getting ready for the start of today's ball game, your Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the visiting Jesuit Crusaders, led by Coach Colin Griffin in his 11th season with Jesuit. Leading off, Jake Rolling, the shortstop, followed by Henry Vanderhoff, the second baseman. Kyle Goodwin in center field will bat third. Ryder Listy at first base, batting cleanup. Julian Vina at catcher, batting fifth. Starting at third base, hitting sixth is Austin Bernards. Batting seventh, starting in left field, Lachlan Landerholm. In right field, batting eighth, Riley Teed. And the DH will be the 9-hitter, Nico Fernandez. He'll bat for starting pitcher, Ethan Pang. We'll take a look at the Roseburg defense behind the starting pitcher today for the Roseburg Indians. And that'll be Mason, I always want to call him Mason for some reason. Christian Corba is going to be the guy on the mound, the freshman. Will get the start, his first start of the season, second appearance on the year. His first pitch is underway, and here we go. Day two between Roseburg and Jesuit. We start exactly at noon on the dot. 0-1 pitch for Corbin, the right-hander. Out of his windup. Breaking ball will miss inside a 1-1 count against Jake Rolling, the leadoff man, starter at shortstop. The 1-1 from Corba. Ooh! That one dangerous. Up near the head for Rolling. He seems to be all right. He gets hit by a pitch. They wanted to own the inside corner, and that's a bit too much there for Corba on that pitch. Looking around the diamond defensively, you've got Amos Bowers behind the plate. Danner Wirtz at first. Mason Young at second. On the left side of the diamond, it's A.J. Black at third, Paxton Burke at short, and the outfield from left to right, Nick Ruiz, Fletcher Coleman, and Rylan Glacier. So one on. Keep going to the wrong camera angle there for those that are watching online. One on, nobody out. First pitch, ball one here against Henry Vanderhoff. He takes a strike on the 1-0 pitch out at first base. Jake Rolling looking as if he wanted to try and go, does not fully commit to stealing second. Trying to deke just a bit as a pickoff throw at first base gets by, and that'll put him at second base. A long way to go. He's going to head for 3. The throw across the diamond will not be in time. Strong throw by Rylan Glasser out in right field to try and get that ball back in quickly, but able to go 2 bases on the errant pickoff throw is Jake Rolling. Jake Rolling. I always want to say Rolling for some reason there as well. That'll be the first error of the game for Roseburg. Throw outside, a 2-1 count against Henry Vanderhoff. So Roseburg in a tenuous situation here early as a pitch up and in. Count goes to 3-1 for Corba. Christian Corba mentioned his second appearance on the mound this season. He's thrown 2 1/3 innings coming into today. He'll miss low and outside for ball 4. And that was an issue the last time he was on the mound. He's just a freshman getting his first taste of this level of play. Last time he was on the mound, he issued a couple of free passes, gave up 6 hits, was tagged with 5 runs and 2 strikeouts. He's a hard thrower, but I think part of it will be learning the art of pitching on the mound for him. A right-hander fires a strike on the outside corner for an 0-1 count to Kyle Goodwin, the center fielder. Pitch outside, having to lean out that direction to get to it. Bowers out of position to be able to try and throw down to second or attack the first and third situation at all. As he leans out to the outside pitch, it's a 1-1 count with nobody out. Now runners at second and third for Jesuit. Vanderhoff stealing second base. At third base is Rolling. The 1-1 hits the corner for strike 2. Roseburg wearing the orange tops here today. White trousers, black tops, gray trousers on the other side for Jesuit. Breaking ball lifted in the air towards the alley. It's going to get down, and we're going to have a couple of runs come in to score. Glasser gets it at the warning track. Heading for third will be Goodwin. And he is in standing up. It is a 2-run double. Make that a 2-run triple on the first hit of the ball game for the Crusaders. Still nobody out. They lead this one here. Kyle Goodwin yesterday had a double in his first at-bat as well. This time he does it with runners on, and he's able to plate a couple. He had a double in his first at-bat yesterday, has a triple here. Drives in a pair. First pitch swinging away. That ball lifted out towards right field. Charging in is Glasser. He makes the catch. He'll throw in quickly. Throw goes all the way to the plate. Amos Bowers there to knock it down. And that'll hold the runner at third. Nice job by Glasser coming in right field. And Rylan Glasser will make the catch to retire Ryder Listy. One away with a man still at third. Already a 2-0 lead for Jesuit, which took a 2-0 lead in game yesterday. Corba just off the outside corner for a 1-0 count. Get a chance at a legal ID here in just a moment as Julian Vina steps up to the plate. Infield playing in with a man at third and less than 2 outs. A pitch bounces in the left-handed batter's box for a 2-0 count. Hit batter, a walk, and then a triple. 2 runs come in to score. There's a ball sharply hit at third. Tried to make a tag at third. A.J. Black will throw across the diamond at first base. The tag is applied. Out at first is Vina on a acrobatic play by A.J. Black. Black tried to initially get the out at third base. Couldn't get that, and then quickly threw across the diamond. First pitch swinging away. Lifted out towards left field for Nick Ruiz. And he is there to make the catch. Nice job on that play by A.J. Black to get the out at first. Danner Wirtz had to come off the bag to apply the tag, but got it there in time. And that helps Roseburg stay in this one. It is a 2-run lead for Jesuit as we head to the bottom of the first. The Crusaders take the advantage. Now Roseburg will look to try and rally back as we head to the bottom of the first on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Take a look at your Southern Septic Service starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians, led by Coach Troy Thompson. Leading off, Paxton Burke, the shortstop, followed by Amos Bowers, the catcher. Fletcher Coleman in center field will bat third. First baseman Danner Wirtz batting cleanup. Christian Corba pitching will bat fifth. Hitting sixth. In left field is Nick Ruiz. The third baseman A.J. Black batting seventh. Hitting eighth, starting at second base, Mason Young. And in right field is Rylan Glasser, rounding out the starting nine for the Tribe. Defensively, taking a look at the Jesuit Crusaders. Behind the plate, Julian Vina. Out at first base, Ryder Listy at second. Henry Vanderhoff on the left side of the diamond. Austin Bernards at third. Jake Rolling at short. In the outfield from left to right, Lachlan Landerholm, Kyle Goodwin, and Riley Teed. That is a look at your starting defense. And they will look to support their starting pitcher. On the mound, a right-hander, Ethan Pang, a sophomore. He will get the start here as we go to the bottom of the first. We'll get a chance at that legal ID as Paxton Burke leads things off. Pang out of the stretch with nobody on to lead off the game. High and away, ball one. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. Roseburg Baseball here on the Score. Swing and a miss at a pitch up at the top of the strike zone for Paxton Burke. A 1-1 count as Pang will deliver. Goes to his fastball. It's low and outside. A 2-1 count. Burke, the switch hitter, batting lefty to start things off here today. I ruled it an error in his first at-bat yesterday in the last game. Roseburg gave him a hit in that one, so went 2 for 4 according to the Roseburg scorebook yesterday as he fouls one off. And with that, Paxton Burke comes in batting .556 on the season. I might have been a little harsh, but I know that a lot of times they're a little tough on guys down in the dugout. So ball lifted left side. Might be some trouble. It'll carry enough. Lachlan out in left field. He gets underneath it for the first out. So Burke goes down on a fly out to left field. One away. Amos Bowers will bat, the catcher for Roseburg, as he gets some intel from Burke, who takes his trip to the plate. Southern Septic Service, from residential to commercial. Southern Septic Service has your behind covered when it comes to septic tank pumping and inspections, portable toilet rentals, and grease trap cleaning. They're woman and veteran owned and a proud supporter of our local sports teams. And our sponsor of our pregame starting lineups. 1-0 count. The first pitch misses to Bowers. Pang will hit the corner for a 1-1 count. Ethan Pang. The intel on him that I was able to find online, sitting in the mid to upper 80s with his fastball. 1-1 pitch, low, 2-1 count. His changeup in the high 70s. So a bit of a hard thrower out there for the Crusaders. This is 2-1 pitch to Bowers. Inside off the glove for Vigna behind the plate. Count goes to 3-1 for Bowers. Just a sophomore, but they've got him ranked 5th in the class of 2028 according to Baseball Northwest. His 3-1 pitch. Bowers saw one he liked. Takes a rip at it, but it was off the end of the barrel. Fouled back for strike 2. Overcast skies here today. Did have some raindrops during our pregame coach's interview with Coach Thompson. We are expecting a high of about 64, sitting at 55 right now. Defensive swing. That's a fair ball down the first base line, but fielded cleanly by Ryder Listy at first. And he's able to race to the bag in time to get Bowers for the second out. Nice job defensively. Didn't get caught flat-footed at first on a ball sharply hit down the line. Surprised that ball stayed fair, but Listy gets his glove on it and races to the bags and is able to tag things to get Bowers. So you've got 2 down, nobody on. It'll be Fletcher Coleman, the lefty, up to bat. Roseburg trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. They were down 2-0 yesterday and made a game of it, so don't count them out just yet. Squaring to bunt. Fletcher Coleman puts it down third base side, but it'll trickle foul for strike 1. .55 degrees and overcast right now. There's a little bit of a breeze. Not much at the moment. New precipitation amounts are expected to be pretty minimal, but there is a chance that we might see a few more raindrops before today's action is over. Tonight it's expected to pick up just a bit more. The 0-1 swung on and missed by Coleman. Tonight a little bit more rain. Tomorrow, as Roseburg gets ready to host South Salem tomorrow, there's maybe a chance for a little bit more precipitation during the action. 0-2 count for Pang. Strike 3 at the knees. Down looking. Fletcher Coleman is the third out. First strikeout in the game for Ethan Pang. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 1 inning of play as we head to the top of the second. It's Jesuit 2, Roseburg nothing on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Top of the second inning, it'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Jesuit. Christian Corba. First pitch goes to the backstop for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Country Club, established in 1922. They offer an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at roseburgcountryclub.com. Off-speed just misses high, a 2-0 count. That had Lachlan Landerholm. After the first pitch, kind of came high and inside and went to the backstop. He was a little concerned about that one. The 2-0 pitch, line drive out towards center field. It'll drop in front of Fletcher Coleman for a base knock. Second hit of the game for the Crusaders. So the second inning will start with a man at first. Landerholm on. Bring up Riley Teed. We did not see Teed in yesterday's game for the Crusaders. First pitch to him is outside for ball one. Riley Teed, a senior for the Crusaders. Shows a bunt. Runner off the bag. Throw down to second base. Got him. And Landerholm can't believe it. Throws up his hands thinking, I thought I was in safe. There's a little bit of a delayed reaction for Roseburg to get the ball down there. Nobody was quick to the bag for the Indians. But that'll clear the bases and one away. A 2-0 pitch. Misses. 3-0 count. .30 is inside for ball four. So they got one off the bases, but Teed will get away on. And that'll be the first walk for Christian Corba, who has hit a batter as well. And Corba, just mentioned a freshman earlier. He's a talented kid. You don't earn your spot on this roster without being talented enough to be here, as he gets a swing and a miss on the first pitch of the 9-hitter Nico Fernandez, who is the DH today. But a lot of times, if you are a young kid like Corba is, and you get a chance to play at this level, the likelihood is that you've been one of the better players on the field through most of your career, and now you step up to this level, and it's a step up, and got to start figuring out other ways to excel at your game as a pitch bounces off the plate, a 1-1. He's just becoming a more well-rounded baseball player. No knock on him and his abilities. He's just young and making his way through things here and trying to find the ways to become a well-versed player out there on the mound. He gets a breaking ball in that'll be lifted to left field. Playable out there for Ruiz. He goes sliding feet first to make the catch. Nick Ruiz comes in to make that play in left field. Came sliding feet first to get to that one. And that is your second out. Back to the top of the order. First pitch, strike one to Jake Rolling. Rolling, hit by a pitch. Kind of dangerous one. It was up near the head. He'll take high and inside. Runner going. Throw down to second. Tag down. No, can't hang on to the baseball for Paxton Burke out at second base. 1-1 count. And up 90 feet goes Riley Teed into scoring position. 2 away. Corba trying to finish things off here in the first. Misses inside just above the belt buckle. Let me find my script here real quick. Mom and Dad tune in. Jake Rolling told me that I was supposed to say he is a really cool guy. When I talked to him down in the dugout, he takes a breaking ball inside, a 3-1 count. He seemed to be a lively character in the dugout. Had a lot of energy to him to pregame. Seemed like a nice overall kid, though. But he told me to call him a really cool dude on the broadcast as he gets jammed and fouls one away for strike two. I will say he had nothing but complimentary things to say about the broadcast, so I guess might as well do him a favor in giving him the compliment on the broadcast here. Said Mom and Dad were watching from afar here on the broadcast today, so hopefully they will make note of that one and we'll tell him about it later. As he takes outside for ball four, he'll earn his way on for a second time. Second walk in the game for Christian Corba. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Henry Vanderhoff drew a walk in the first inning. He'll come up to bat with 2 outs and 2 on. So far, a 2-0 lead for Jesuit here. Game 2 of this midweek series between the Indians and the Crusaders. First pitch, a breaking ball in for a strike. Oh, 1 count. Korba. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. And he sets himself up ahead in the at-bat, 0-2 against Vanderhoff. We'll see where they elect to go with the pitch selection here on the 0-2. They've done a steady feed of breaking balls to start, and he misses high with what kind of looked like a fastball to me. Hard to tell for sure up here. Might be starting to get a little bit of precipitation coming down. It's always tough to tell up here in the booth on that as well. A 1-2 pitch outside, a back pick down to second base. That one hits off of the runner out at second. That is Teed, who playfully grabs his backside and acting as if he was in lots of pain over that one. 2-2 pitch, strike three on the corner. Korba gets a big strikeout to finish off the inning. And that will leave two stranded for Jesuit. Vanderhoff goes down looking. First strikeout for Korba on the day. And that will do it for the Crusaders in the top of the second. No runs on one hit. There were no errors and two runners left on base. It's 2-0. Jesuit in front as we head to the bottom of the second inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Bottom of the second inning, today's ball game brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. A little bit of a drizzle picking up here as we have made our way into the second inning. Ethan Pang, a 1-2-3 first, will face the 4-5-6 hitters for the Roseburg lineup. First pitch to Danner Wirtz is high and inside. Wirtz, the starting pitcher yesterday, ended up taking the loss. So he takes high and inside again, a 2-0 count. He was pretty good. Gave up a couple of runs on 3 hits in the first inning, but then didn't allow more than 1 hit per inning, or 1 hit in an inning over the next 5. Gets a ground ball up the middle, bounding ball to short, rolling in front of it. His throw to first on the run is on target, 1 away. Jesuit they had just 2 hits from the second through the 6th inning in that game yesterday as Wirtz had settled in, but then in the 7th starting to fatigue just a bit, and they were able to ding him up for a couple more runs before Wirtz exited the game. His first at-bat here today, a rollover up the middle. Christian Korba, the starting pitcher, will try to get something going. He puts one up the middle, rolling, gets to it behind the bag at second. A lowered angle on his throw to first for the out. And that will be 2 away. Jake Rolling getting to that baseball, sidearm sling it over to first. And there's 2 down. And time called before the at-bat for Nick Ruiz. Brief conversation with Coach Tim Sestair, the longtime assistant coach here at Roseburg High. A lot of times focuses on the hitting aspect of the game for these guys, so that's why he will have the conversation with Ruiz here. Nick yesterday came up with a base knock in his 3rd at-bat. It was a big one. It came in the 7th inning and gave Roseburg some hope of being able to get back into that game. He was left stranded at second base, though. He stands in, first pitch, swinging away, goes opposite field, belts it deep towards right field, foul, and out of the stadium for strike one. For Nick Ruiz yesterday, that was his second hit of the season. He's batting at .333 on the year. The 0-1 pitch, it's low, a 1-1 count. Roseburg has Fletcher Coleman, the lefty, warming up in their bullpen. Pitching decisions are going to be interesting here this week. They've got 4 games in 3 days. It's a lot of innings to cover, and pitching limits definitely will come into play as the ball fouled off by Ruiz. He's getting some good cuts on that. Needs to barrel one up here. With the OSAA pitching restrictions on the pitch count limits, 4 games in 3 days really stretches a pitching staff, so we'll see how things continue to go with South Salem here in town for a doubleheader tomorrow. The 1-2. Grounder left side. That's a fair ball, and it gets into left field. Base knock for Ruiz. He's taking extras. Headed to second base. He will get in, and they'll put the stop sign up. It's a 2-out double for Nick Ruiz. Great to see for the junior. Nick Ruiz comes through with a 2-out double for the first base hit of the game for the Indians. A sharp hit ground ball down that third base side into the left field corner, and Ruiz easily getting into second base standing up. So that'll put a man into scoring position. First time on base for the Tribe here today. And out to the mound, a visit for Julian Vina, the catcher, to have a conversation with Ethan Pang. A.J. Black will bat. Black moved down the order just a little bit today. He was batting 5th yesterday. He's down in the 7th spot today. First pitch to him. He goes opposite field. That ball will get down. Takes a high hop, and it'll get by the right fielder, Riley Teed. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. 1 run scores. Heading for third will be Black. They're going to hold him there. Initially, they were giving him the sign to go home, but he'll stop at third. A.J. Black, a base hit, and then a fielding error in right field will get him all the way to third. That's how I would rule that one. He's going to pick up the RBI, but then I would say the fielding error gets him all the way to third base. So Roseburg gets on the board with 1 run here in the second. Now a ball sharply hit towards short. And up with the throw to first will be the shortstop. That is rolling with the play. He came up with quite the stab to get to that ball and get the final out to finish things off on a sharply hit ball by Rylan Glasser. Did a nice job to get to that one, get back up and that was Mason Young. That was the final out there. That leaves a man stranded at third, but Roseburg gets on the board. It is 2-1 as we head to the top of the third inning. That feels familiar here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Start off the third inning. 0-1 pitch just missing outside to Kyle Goodwin, who had a 2-run triple in the first inning. that gave Jesuit an early lead in this one. Their lead cut in half. 2-1 our score here in the third. Inside corner for Christian Korba on the mound. Maybe starting to feel a little bit of a groove now that the offense has gotten him a little support. He's ahead of ball and 2 strikes against the 3-hitter for Jesuit. A 1-2 pitch out of the windup. Off speed, got him reaching, but able to defend the plate. Goodwin stays alive. Today's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Drizzle continues here in Roseburg, so it's getting a little wet out there. The 1-2, slapped right side, foul. Out beyond the left field fence, it is the softball diamond, home of the Umpqua Riverhawks softball team. They are hoping to play a couple of games this afternoon. This rain not doing them any favors. The ball fought off, fouled away. They have the dirt and grass field over there, all natural surfaces, no artificial turf on their facility over there. So they're keeping their fingers crossed things let up a little bit for them and they can get in some games. Pitch outside, bounces in, a 2-2 count for Goodwin. A 2-out double for Nick Ruiz, and then a single to right field by A.J. Black got Roseburg on the board there in the bottom of the second as the 2-2 pitch just outside. They got benefited by the fielding error. This turf can be very springy, and outfielders sometimes caught off guard. Riley Teed misplayed that one as pitch outside. That'll be ball 4. Got ahead with 2 strikes, but let him off the hook. Goodwin will take the trip down to first. That is the 3rd walk in the game for Korba. So that'll put a man on at first as Jesuit will try to stretch their lead back out. It was 2-0, now 2-1 here in the third. 7-inning ball game for us. Man at first. Korba delivers a breaking ball. A little high. A 1-0 count to start. Showing a bunt was Ryder Listy. Listy, the first baseman. Cleanup batter. See if they stick with the sack bunt approach. He does square. He puts it down first base side. Picked up by Korba, and he will rifle to first. Gets the out as he gets it to Danner Wirtz at first base. 1 out. Runner moves up to second. So Kyle Goodwin is at second base. Sack bunt for Listy. And it brings up Julian Vina, the catcher, grounded out to third, his first time up. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. And out to the mound, Amos Bowers for a quick visit. Breaking the action to let you know today's game brought to you by Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs. Oregon State Beavers baseball coming up in a big matchup today. Number 17 Oregon State taking on number 13 USC. That game's scheduled to start at 1 o'clock, and when we get done with our broadcast, we'll jump over to coverage of that. And you can tune in for Beavers baseball here on The Score. 0-1 count for Korba with a man at second and 1 away, high and inside. Vina not giving much on that inside corner. He takes that pitch. One, and stepping off. Korba will reset with a man at second base. Jesuit scored all 4 runs on 2-out extra base hits yesterday. Pitch low, 2 balls and a strike. Today they scored their 2 runs on an extra base hit, but it came with nobody out in the first. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off for strike 2. Yesterday, for Jesuit head coach Colin Griffin in his 11th season with Jesuit, so he's had 10 complete years. He also had 7 years as a head coach at Lake Ridge prior to coming to Jesuit. It's a 2-2 pitch, fouled off again, and will get out of play. Stays a 2-2 count. If the information I have is accurate, And I would assume it is. I do believe that right now Coach Griffin is sitting at 299 career victories. So today, if his Crusaders can get a win, it would be a milestone. Runner going, throw down to second base. It looked like it was there in time. Yes, it will. Nice job cutting down the runner at third. And I think that was a strike him out, throw him out. That might have been a double play to finish off the inning. No? Yeah, that's 3 outs. There we go. Strike him out, throw him out. The strikeout at the plate, and then cut down the runner at third. That will finish things off for the Jesuit Crusaders here in the third inning. Nobody on the field was reacting as if it was 3 outs, so we were a little bit in disbelief here in the booth as well. We go to the bottom of the third. It's a 2-1 ball game. Some defense helping out the Roseburg Indians on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
A little bit of defense in the top half of the third inning. Roseburg gets a strike him out, throw him out. Caught stealing was Kyle Goodwin to finish out the inning after Julian Vina struck out. So we head to the bottom of the third. Still a 2-1 ball game. Roseburg a chance to try and get back into this one. Rylan Glasser will lead things off. The lefty takes outside for ball one. Looking back at that bottom of the second inning, Roseburg scores one. They had a man at third with 2 outs, and that last out, it kind of came quickly, and we didn't get a lot of time to explain what happened there as Rylan Glasser follows off a pitch for strike one. Mason Young was at the plate. First pitch, sharply hit one up the middle, and it was a nice play by Jake Rolling to dive and get to that ball behind second. If not for that, Roseburg might have tied it up. Glasser looking to bunt and fouls it off the plate. That's strike 2 for the 9-hitter. So it was a nice bit of defense there by Rolling, and that is expected. Jake Rolling, second-team All-State, headed to Gonzaga University, so we know he's a good ball player, and he's showing it off up the middle. Line drive out towards left center, but boy, they had Goodwin in the exact perfect spot against Glasser. He had a nice little poke, but playing in and shifted over a bit towards the alley and left center for Goodwin. He was in the perfect spot to make the play. There's one away. You can't really do much about that as he just barely had to move to get to that ball. One down, top of the order, Paxton Burke. He takes low for ball one. Burke flew out to left field his first time up against Pang, batting left-handed. Chops one towards first base. It's a high hopper, race to the bag, a flip to get there, and in time to get Burke. Paxton tried to beat it out at first, but just a hair behind the play for the second out. Just beat him there. It looks like the right call at first base. Nice job covering the bag for the pitcher, Pang. That brings up Amos Bowers with 2 out, nobody on. Check swing. Holds up on a pitch that was low and outside for ball one. Ethan Peng so far, he's given up a pair of hits, both of them in that second inning. Swinging after a pitch low and outside for strike one. Roseburg baseball on the score this season brought to you by McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. Stop by on West Harvard Avenue to check them out. That is McClendon Smokehouse. 2-1 count for Bowers. So he takes a pitch outside. Peng out of the stretch, delivers outside again. Trying to attack the outer half of the plate against Bowers. 3-1 delivery. Ball four. A 2-out walk for Roseburg. Bowers on base for the first time today. That is the first walk for Ethan Peng. He's also got one strikeout in this one. Yesterday, Roseburg, 8 total strikeouts against Chase Kelly. 5 of them were strikeouts looking. And the pregame coach's interview, we talked about it a bit with Coach Thompson. Strikeouts looking was definitely an issue for the coaches yesterday. As the ball fought off by Fletcher Coleman. Fletcher Coleman didn't bring all that up to necessarily pick on him, but he did strike out looking in the first. But the 2-strike approach is something that the coaches continue to work on with what is a somewhat young Roseburg team. Some good leadership on their senior class, but it's not a huge senior class. As a pitch low and outside, a 1-1. The junior class a little bit bigger and does bring back some returning talent for the Indians, but one of those guys being Fletcher Coleman. But it's a team that's still fairly young and will have some room to grow. Ball fought off by Coleman, goes towards the Jesuit dugout on the first base side. 2 strikes against him. Out at first base, Amos Bowers represents the game-tying run here in the bottom of the third. The 1-2 from Peng. Strike 3 on the corner. It's another strikeout looking for Fletcher Coleman. 2 strikeouts in the ballgame for Ethan Peng, and he keeps it a 2-1 lead in favor of Jesuit. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 3 in today's ballgame. We'll come back with the top of the 4th inning here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
Christian Corba back out for his 4th inning of work. He'll face Austin Bernards. Takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by First Choice Health Insurance, your trusted team for all your insurance needs. 1-0 count to the lefty. Bernards takes a breaking ball in the corner, a 1-1 count. Well, yesterday, starting out play down at the North Medford Spring Break Tournament, Roseburg softball a productive day. They do not give up a run. 2 victories. Another breaking ball from Corba missing outside. They won 4-0 against Thurston and then 3-0 against Barlow yesterday. That's a really good day at the ballpark. A 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Austin Bernards, who flew out to left field in his first at-bat. The 2-2 for Corba on the mound out of the windup. the right-hander. Gets him to foul off a pitch as Bernards protects the plate. Coming up today for Roseburg softball, they take on Sherwood at 2 o'clock, and then they take on Foothill out of California tonight at 6. A 2-2 delivery from Corba. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. A strikeout to start things here in the fourth. Third strikeout in the game for Christian Corba, who has settled in nicely after a shaky start. He has been able to keep Roseburg in this game, find some of his spots, and he's finding a bit of a groove as he misses inside against Lachlan Landerholm. 1-0 pitch, high and away. So good luck to Roseburg softball as they play 2 more games today, looking to go 4-0 on the week. 2-0 delivery, fastball, grounder, left side or right side. It is picked up with the throw to first, not into. It's off target for Mason Young. He backhanded it for the righty there with his left hand, having to reach across to backhand that, sliding to get there. He gets up and throws across to first, but it pulls Danner Wirtz off the bag, and on safely will be Landerholm. That'll be an error on the throw for Roseburg. Their second error in the ballgame. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch misses, ball 1. Not an easy play to be made there for Mason Young, but he had time to make the throw to first, and if his throw's on target, he most likely has the out as a pitch low and outside. 2-0 count to Riley Teed, who drew a walk in the second. That ground ball, Roseburg would love to get another one of those here and see if Young and Burke are able to turn 2 up the middle. A swing and a miss by Teed, a 2-1 count. UCC softball, you can hear them out in the batting cages that are behind the center field fence here at Champion Car Wash Field. Ball popped up out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Teed. They've got the Clark Penguins in town. I saw Clark out there starting to do some of their pregame warm-ups, so they're here. They're going to try to play. It has been a little drizzly here this afternoon, but nothing too drastic. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. The runner caught off the bag. Throw to second is high, but the tag down in time, and that'll be the final out. Another strike him out, throw him out for Christian Corba and the Indians. That will finish off the frame here in the top of the fourth. Landerholm caught stealing for a second time. Riley Teed, a strikeout victim at the plate. And it is 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Well, we've found this game turning into another pitcher's duel between Roseburg and Jesuit. Danner Wirtz will lead things off. He takes a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1 from Ethan Pang, who's now into his 4th inning of work. He's allowed 2 hits and 1 run so far. Wirtz will take a fastball outside. He's ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. Looking at the numbers right now, 2 runs on 2 hits for Jesuit. For Roseburg, 1 run on 2 hits. Ball fouled away by Wirtz. Jesuit with just 1 error so far in the ballgame. Roseburg with 2 by my tally. On the mound, Ethan Pang out of the stretch will kick and deliver the 2-1. It is up in the air down the right field side, foul. Long run, giving chase and out of room for Riley Teed. That'll be strike 2 for Danner Wirtz. Danner is 0 for 1 on the day, grounded out to short his first time up. Back in the second when he led things off. College baseball coming up today. OSU mentioned that game coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon against the USC Trojans. We will join that one in progress when we get done with Roseburg baseball here on The Score. Ground ball sharply hit third base side. Picked up by Bernards. Nice play. Tosses across the diamond. Did he stay on the bag? I am not sure if... I think the call is out. But they are hoping to get a review of this one at first, and they call him safe, saying that Ryder Listy unable to stay on the bag as the throw pulled him off. And so that will get Danner Wirtz on base with the throwing error by Bernards after a nice play at third. And now Coach Colin Griffin will be out to try and beg to differ on the overrule by the home plate umpire. Slow it down just a hair more here. That was close play there. And it's going to stand with Wirtz getting on base. And now we're going to get a visit out to the mound for Coach Griffin. He will head out there to bring everybody in to have a conversation to settle things down just a bit. Christian Corba is due up. He grounded out to short his first time up, and he will have a brief visit with Coach Thompson down the third base side. We were talking about Coach Griffin for Jesuit, sitting at 299 career wins between his time with Jesuit and Lake Ridge. On the other side, Coach Troy Thompson, he's in his 24th year here with the Roseburg Indians. And I don't know if I wrote it down somewhere. I had it here somewhere. I know I do. There we go. Troy Thompson started out this season with 379 career wins, all of them here with Roseburg High. So they've gotten 2 wins. He is 19 away from hitting the 400 career win plateau, which would be quite the milestone as well, joining a select group of college coaches in the state of Oregon. Needless to say, a couple of coaches going at it today that have seen a lot of success on the diamond. Squaring the bunt is Corba. He takes a throw down to first. Wirtz gets back in safely. 1-0 count to start for Corba. Behind the plate, Vigna quickly releasing down to first base, trying to get Wirtz off the bag. Pang delivers as Corba shows a bunt again. He pops it up back towards the mound. It's fielded by Bernards. He'll get the throw to first. They do get the out on the sac bunt. Bernards double clutch there, kind of hesitated a little bit, but does get the throw to first base. I was wondering maybe if he might have was thinking about doing something differently with the baseball as he was fielding it. But I think he settled himself in and knew to just take the out at first. Roseburg with 1 out, a man now in scoring position. That's the game-tying run out at second. Nick Ruiz had a double in the second inning. Roped one down the third base line for a ball into the corner. Can Ruiz come up with another big hit for the Tribe? He takes low for ball 1. Nick yesterday mentioned had a big single in the 7th inning. They got him on base. He was the second runner on. He was hopeful to come around to score to see if Roseburg could have challenged Jesuit in the 7th inning yesterday when they were down 4-1. But Ruiz was left stranded at second as the inning and the game came to a close. 2 on, 1 away, or excuse me, 1 on, 1 away. Man out at second base is Danner Wirtz. Nick Ruiz An opportunity to try and tie this one up. An RBI spot here. The 1-1 is outside from Pang. Got some stretching going on in the bullpen for Jesuit. University of Oregon baseball in action today. They're down at the UC San Diego. They get started tonight at 6 o'clock. Some college baseball action going on today. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Had a good look at it there for Ruiz. Could not time it up. You look at the baseball schedule. Major League Baseball opening day tomorrow. Just one game on the schedule for the official open of the season. The New York Yankees at the San Francisco Giants tomorrow. 8:05. That might be, need to double check. That might be East Coast time. That's a pretty late start here on the West Coast. Meanwhile, our action here, 2-2 count for Nick Ruiz with one out. He'll take. Nice job laying off the breaking ball outside. He's got a full count with Danner Wirtz out at second base representing the game-tying run here in the fourth. Full count pitch for Pang. Strike three. Just on the corner. Down on strikes is Ruiz. Third strikeout in the game for Pang. 2 away. And now A.J. Black, who does have an RBI already today, will stand in with 2 down and a man in scoring position. Ethan Pang close to getting out of things here in the fourth. An error got Danner Wirtz on. Strike called outside corner on a curveball from Pang. Yeah, it is a 5:05 first pitch tomorrow here on the West Coast for the Yankees and the Giants in the season opener. That game will be on Netflix if you're interested in watching the season opener to Major League Baseball. 0-1 pitch from Pang. Another breaking ball just outside. 1-1. Excited to have the season opener for Major League Baseball right around the corner. More baseball, the better. Roseburg will have a doubleheader here at home. Speaking of more baseball, they play more tomorrow. Doubleheader against South Salem tomorrow. 1-1, and A.J. Black takes low and outside. 2 balls and a strike to the Roseburg junior. A.J. has started every game for Roseburg at third base so far. He'll take outside as the count goes to 3-1. Pang on the mound trying to nibble at that outside corner, has not been able to get the call. Started off the at-bat with a call right on the edge with his curveball, but he has fallen behind with 3 straight outside the zone. 3-1 to A.J. Black. Takes another borderline one for strike 2. That's, it's not a bad pitch to lay off. It wasn't right through the heart of the zone, so you can be a bit picky. But now with 2 strikes, he's got to protect. A.J. Black with Danner Wirtz out at second, representing the game-tying run. There's ball 4. So A.J. Black earns his way on base for a second time. Runners at first and second with 2 out. And now Mason Young, who had a first pitch he saw, a sharply hit ball back up the middle. And if not for a great defensive play by Jake Rowling, it might have snuck through and tied up the game back in the second. Can Mason Young come through with a base knock this time around? They do have an arm warming up in the bullpen for Jesuit. And they need somebody to go down there and be a spotter for them in case of any foul balls. First pitch, a strike on the outside corner for Young. That outside edge, Indians have to recognize that that's getting called a strike here. There's been a lot of pitches on that outside corner for Ethan Pang so far. Pang, the sophomore right-hander, sets and fires the 0-1. A breaking ball in for strike 2. And Mason Young is behind 0-2 in the at-bat to start. First and second for the Indians, trailing 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. With 2 down, the 0-2 pitch, breaking ball outside. And Young able to lay off. 2 strikes against him. tough. You got to be ready to swing at anything, and Mason able to not get sucked into swinging at a pitch well outside the zone. A 1-2 pitch for Pang. Swing and a miss, and Ethan Pang will find his way through this bottom of the fourth. He leaves two men stranded on base as we head to the fifth. A strikeout for Mason Young, chasing some high heat. And Roseburg here in the fourth inning, no runs, no hits. There was one fielding error or throwing error for the Crusaders, and two men left on base for the Indians. Go to the top of the fifth inning. It is still 2-1. Jesuit in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Breaking ball in for a called strike. A 1-1 count to the 9-hitter Nico Fernandez, who leads things off for Jesuit here in the fifth inning, getting to the late stages of our ball game. It's a 2-1 lead for the Crusaders. Another curveball from Christian Corba, who stays on the bump for the Indians. He falls behind 2 balls and a strike. They're just about to get things started between the Beavers and the Trojans as the ball lifted in the air, out of play down the right field side. That'll be strike 2 for Nico Fernandez, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Top of the order waiting on deck, that is Rolling. Breaking ball gets away with 2 strikes and a hit batter, a second one of the game for Corba. And that happened yesterday as well for Danner Wirtz at one point. Man, does a 2-strike hit by pitch really kind of just frustrates you as a fan watching the game. Down to first goes Fernandez. I think they will bring in a pinch runner for him. Get you a read on who takes over at first base. So it's the top of the order. Jake Rolling will bat. He squares to bunt, puts it down a really nice bunt third base side. Throw to first, off target, in safely. Will go Rolling at first. A.J. Black's throw across the diamond had to hurry it, and he misses high. So that'll be, I think I might have been a little late on trying to snag the replay on that one. So that'll be a E5, third error in the game for Roseburg. Now you've got runners at first and second with nobody out. Showing a bunt, the 2-hitter Henry Vanderhoff takes for ball 1. So that really stings now. Fernandez getting hit by that pitch with 2 strikes against him. Showing a bunt, throw down to second. Not going to be there in time. 2-0 count for Vanderhoff. The runner out at second base is the pinch runner. That is Rowan Martz. Rowan Martz running for Nico Fernandez. The 2-0 count, showing a bunt, taking a strike. 2 balls and a strike to the 2-hitter Henry Vanderhoff. With 2 runners on and nobody out, a 2-1 lead for Jesuit in front of Roseburg here in the 5th. Showing the bunt, puts it down, it goes back to the mound. Got to get it to first, and the throw's late. Corba on the mound fielded, looked to second, first, and then threw to first. It was Mason Young there covering the bag, and the throw just late. So Vanderhoff will get on with a base knock, an infield single. Up to second base goes Rolling, and up to third goes Martz, the pinch runner. Base is loaded with nobody out. First pitch inside, throw down to third to check on the runner. Nice throw by Bowers, but it's not there in time. 1-0 count. And these are the guys you want up in this spot. Kyle Goodwin, the 3-hitter, is up to bat. He has a triple already today that drove in a pair. The 1-0 pitch is a curveball for a strike. Jesuit looking to try and add on to a 2-1 lead here in the 5th inning. Corba's 1-1, fouled away, in on the hands for Goodwin. Got a right-hander throwing in the bullpen now for Roseburg. We saw Fletcher Coleman up and throwing earlier as well. The 1-2 outside. Sliding to his right. Bowers keeps that ball from getting by. Well, we didn't expect much for rain, but it's been sticking around a little longer than anticipated here. The drizzle just keeps coming down. It's not anything much, but it's been consistent as a breaking ball, check swing, held up. Goodwin stays alive with a full count. Throwing is Grayson Coate, a sophomore in the bullpen for Roseburg right now. Have not seen him yet this year. 3-2 pitch. Corba's got to bring it here. Infield playing in. Ground ball fouled towards the Roseburg dugout. Nicely played by Coach Tim Sestera. Two-hand approach. Snags that ball on the hop and does not let that get by him. Big moment in the ball game here. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. A run will come in. Still nobody out. A bases loaded walk. RBI for Goodwin. Picks up his 3rd of the game. That'll score Martz, a pinch runner. Goodwin at first, Vanderhoff at second, now Rolling at third, and we get a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Steve Patterson. So a trip out there. Christian Corba, I mean, it was a bit of a shaky start, but he really has settled in, if this is the end of the line for him. He has settled in nicely and has done a good job of keeping this a tight ball game. Had not allowed a run since the 1st inning. But here in the 5th, things have tightened up on him a bit. And they're going to stick with him here with the bases loaded and nobody out. He'll face the cleanup hitter, Ryder Listy. Looks like they are just getting things started between Oregon State and USC. It's a top 25 battle, pretty much however you look at it. These two teams ranked in the top 25 of every poll there. So we'll jump into coverage of that one once we get done with our game here. First pitch, swinging away for Listy. It's an infield fly. Danner Wirtz, the first baseman, tracking it, will make the catch. It didn't need to, but he will. That's probably the best way to go about it. If you let it get by, there's a chance the runners could try to advance. Listy will pop up on the infield for Christian Corba. That is a very big first out. One away, Julian Vina will stand in, and he takes low and outside, ball 1. Today's ball game brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Give him a call at 541-378-6694 or visit drrandall.com. Ball belted to right field, running back at the warning track. It's off the wall. Getting it back in. 1 run will score. The throw gets by. 2 runs will score as it goes all the way to third. Glasser in right field got that ball in quick, but it was offline with the cutoff man, so it trickles by everybody. A 2-run double off the fence in right field for Vina, his first hit in the game. He drives in a pair, and it's 5-1, Jesuit in front here in the 5th inning. Runners at second and third with just 1 out. And here comes Coach Patterson again. We'll get a pitching change. A 2-run double off the right field fence. Vina got a lot of that one. He was maybe 5 feet short of getting it just over the fence for a grand slam. But as it is, he drives in a pair. and will help extend the lead for Jesuit. 2-run score, 3 runs in here in the 5th inning, and we get a new man on the mound for the Roseburg Indians. With 1 out, Christian Corba comes out of the game. Until this 5th inning, he had looked pretty solid after a little bit of a shaky start. Did a nice job of settling into that game. Hopefully a good learning moment going forward for that young man. He'll be needed coming up in the Southwest Conference season next week. We'll take a 1-minute timeout for the pitching change here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Well, for the first time this year, we will see senior right-hander Riley Cheney, who will take over on the mound. He's been working back from an arm issue and been trying to get to the spot where he felt comfortable and was healthy enough to get out there on the mound. And so happy and excited to see this senior out there throwing for the Indians. And he'll come in a big spot here trying to get some outs. His first pitch is a strike for the senior Riley Cheney. He faces Austin Bernards, the third baseman, who's 0 for 2. Bernards batting with 1 out and runners at 2nd and 3rd. 3 runs in so far here in the 5th. And Bernards will step out of the box. At third base is Kyle Goodwin. At second, Julian Vina, after he drove in a pair with a double off the right field fence. Cheney's 0-1 delivery for Bernards. Swung on and missed. Riley. Based off the numbers, he was the 2nd most experienced guy back this year on the mound for the Indians, behind Danner Wirtz, through 40 innings last spring. Gets a ball lifted to center field. Coming in, Fletcher Coleman won't get there in time. Throw to the plate. It will be cut off by Wirtz on the mound. So 1 run will come in on the single. It is 6-1. Goodwin scores. Bernards right back up the middle for a single. Drives in 1. Vina goes to 3rd. Runners on the corners with 1 out, and Lachlan Landerholm will step into bat. So 4 runs come in here in the 5th inning. Those go against Christian Corba. A line drive shot. One hops into the outfield. Landerholm drives in 1. That's another single for the Crusaders, and then the overthrow allows Landerholm to move up to second base. 7-1 the score. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, still just 1 out. Back-to-back RBI singles. That one sharply hit back up the middle. Going 1st to 3rd was Bernard. Scoring was Vina. So we've got runners. Did they rule interference? There's no runner at 3rd, and Coach Thompson is out there. They had a runner come in here. Yeah, I think the ruling was interference at second base as Bernards was rounding to go to 3rd, and so because of that interference call, Bernard comes in to score. So now it's 8-1. A runner out at second base with just 1 out. So Roseburg getting dinged up. 9th hitter to the plate. Here in the 5th inning, Jesuit has piled it on after this game was tight through the first 4 innings. Cheney's first pitch in for a strike. To Riley Teed, the scheduled hitter, it's a different batter. This is going to be Evan Kassar that is stepping up to the plate. 0-1 pitch to Kassar. Takes outside. Teed exits. He went 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Out at second base is Landerholm. Check swing, went around for strike 2. And Kassar has a 1-2 count against Riley Cheney. One ball, 2 strikes, just 1 out. Roseburg trying to get through a landslide of a 5th. Pitched low and inside, 2-2. 9th hitter to the plate. So far, 4 hits and a couple of errors here in this 5th inning for Roseburg. Ball gets in the dirt and gets away up to Bowers chasing that one down. So it's a full count with a man at third. Christian Corba went to right field for Rylan Glasser defensively after leaving the mound. Just so you are aware. 3-2 pitch from Cheney. High and inside, ball 4. So runners on the corners. The book is now closed on Christian Corba. 2, 3, 7 runs against Corba in this one. But again, looked sharp until here in the 5th when things really started to pile up for him. Kassar with the pinch hit, and then they bring in a runner. Might be putting Teed back in the ball game. Yeah. Riley Teed re-enters in the same spot and will be back at first. So on the corners with 1 out, looking for a ground ball, get out of things here. Up for a second time in the frame will be Nico Fernandez. He takes a pitch inside, ball 1. Today's ball game is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Over the plate for a strike, throw down to third, gets away. It was short hopped into third base, goes off the runner into left field, and another run will come in to score. That'll be an error on the throw by Bowers. Up to second base goes Teed. And on the same error there. A 1-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike 2 for Fernandez. Batting through the order here in the 5th inning for Jesuit. They have put 7 runs on the board. 1-2 goes to the backstop. Bowers couldn't handle it. That'll be a pass ball to put Teed up to third. So this one is kind of falling apart on Roseburg here. They were right there in this one until this 5th inning, and things have started to slip away. 2-2 from Cheney. Gets a pop fly, foul territory. Wirtz giving chase, runs out of room. That ball in the grandstands. So for Christian Corba, who's now in right field defensively, 4 1/3 innings, allows 7 runs on 4 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. 2-2 from Cheney, in for a strikeout. Needed that one. So Fernandez goes down in his first appearance against Cheney. 2 away. We go back to the top of the order. Jake Rolling will bat. He's hitting with a man at third and 2 away. Cheney's pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, a 1-0 count. Today's contest sponsored by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Cheney's 1-0, fastball in the air, out towards left field, well struck, but not going to be deep enough. In front of the track, Nick Ruiz there for the catch. That'll finish off the top half of the 5th. And the leadoff man, Jake Rowling, gave it a ride, but could not get it out of the ballpark or off the fence in left field. But it's a big inning nonetheless. Top of the 5th, Jesuit stretches it out. It is 9-1 as we head to the home half of the 5th inning here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Jesuit will make a call to the pen here in the 5th inning. With a 9-1 lead, they go to Asher Bates, a lefty, the junior, will take over for Ethan Pang. Pang goes 4 innings. He allows 2 hits, 1 run. I would put it down as an earned run, I would say. Let's see. He had 2 walks in the ballgame and finished with 4 strikeouts. So Ethan Pang exits the game. He's in line to get the win if the Crusaders can hang on to this 8-run advantage. Asher Bates on the mound. The lefty will fire in his first pitch high for ball 1 as he faces new man here in the 9 spot in the lineup. This is going to be Grayson Coate getting a chance to bat. Coate takes low and inside, a 2-0 count. Grayson Coate, first year at the varsity level for him. Just a sophomore. Takes a strike at the knees on the inner half from the lefty. First at bat of the season. Outside, 3-1. Three-one pitch, fouled back. Got a good swing at it, just didn't quite square it up there for Grayson. So that has me believe, my assumption might be here that Grayson Coate might get a chance to come in and pitch going into the 6th inning if things go the way I would expect here out of the 9 spot. Gets one in the air down the right field side. It is fouled away. Stays a full count here for Grayson Coate against Asher Bates, who takes over for Ethan Pang for Jesuit. Pang on the 3-2 pitch once again. Coate gets behind this one, belts it deep towards left field. Nobody out that direction. That one hits off the wall. Coate is headed for second. And he's got a leadoff double for the Tribe in his first at-bat as a varsity player. Grayson Coate, a sophomore, puts a charge into that one and hits it one hop off the fence in left field. A double. Second double of the game for the Indians. Nick Ruiz had the other one. A way to get things started here after a tough top half of the 5th inning. Roseburg starts things off on a positive note here in the home half of the fifth. Brief meeting out on the mound for the catcher. I believe that is still Vigna. Let's double check on that one. Yep, Vigna still back behind the plate catching. First pitch swinging away for Paxton Burke. Pops it up, foul territory. And Ryder Listy unable to make the play. That'll be strike one for Burke, who's looking for his first hit in the game. So here in the bottom of the fifth, 0-1 pitch. Fouled off. Strike two. I'm being told here that we've lost audio, it sounds like, on our video stream for some reason. Not sure what that would be the reason why there. See if we can get that fixed for you. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder left side will sneak its way through. Coate will get up to third. They're going to hold him there. And Paxton Burke off the bag at first base. Throw goes across. Burke heading into second will get in there safely. Low throw across the diamond allows him to get in. And Roseburg will have runners at second and third with nobody out on another base hit here in the fifth. Paxton Burke gets his first hit of the game. Sneaks one through the left side. He ends up at second base. So 2 runners in scoring position. Gets around on a pitch. It's just fouled on the right field side. So we're back to the plate. The 0-2 count here for Fletcher Coleman. Lefty-lefty matchup. It's outside from Bates. Okay, it looks like maybe we've got our audio back up on the video stream there. We're trying to figure out why that might have happened. 1-2 pitch here for Coleman. He got jammed but fouls it back. Stays a 1-2 count here for Fletcher. On at third base is Paxton Burke. Grayson Coates scored earlier in the frame after his leadoff double. That ball ripped down the right field side. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is. It's going to roll into the corner. Burke will easily score. Heading in for second goes Coleman. He's got an RBI double, and Roseburg not done in this one just yet. A double into the corner for Fletcher Coleman to drive in a run and make it 9-3. Just one out still here in this bottom of the fifth for the Indians, and we get a visit out to the mound for some of the teammates for Asher Bates to settle him in. No visit by the coach. It'll just be the players out there. 9-3 our score. 2 runs have come in here in the fifth inning for Roseburg on 3 hits so far. Roseburg now with 5 hits in the ball game. So let's double check here. Make sure, see if things are back up and running for our video stream audience. No, it seems like we've lost the audio there again for some reason. Might have to do some resetting on some stuff at the end of the half inning. But if you're watching online, you can't hear that anyway. So if you're tuned in on the radio, you've got an idea what's happening. There's a pitch high for ball 1 to Danner Wirtz. Asher Bates delivers high. 2-0 count for Wirtz. Oh. Wirtz fouls one off. Well, we'll get an idea of everything here when we get things done. Getting word from the booth here. They checked in on the video stream. They're saying it's working for them. Oh, yeah. Somebody just mentioned the comments there. Okay, well, hopefully the audio stays with you. I'm trying too many things to try and do at once. As Coleman takes off from second, pitch in the dirt. They'll not have a chance to throw to third to get him. 3-0 count for Danner Wirtz. And now Fletcher Coleman at third base after stealing. So just one out. Roseburg's put 2 on the board. Wirtz will foul off the 3-0 pitch. Three and one. At third base, Fletcher Coleman. Asher Bates on the mound. He's come on in relief, trying to keep this a comfortable margin for Jesuit. There's another ball fouled off by Wirtz. Three-two pitch. Bates looking for an out. Ground ball towards third. It'll be scooped up by Bernards. He throws across to first. It's low, but dug out by Listy. And at third base, Fletcher Coleman hangs there, and I think the hollering that we kind of heard there in the background were the coaches for Roseburg wanting Coleman to try and sprint home after the throw to first base. A long throw across the diamond. Speedy Coleman might have had a chance to get in before any throw to the plate. Strike on the first pitch to Christian Corba, who has a sac bunt and also grounded out to short. Pitch misses low. 1-1 for Corba. Another pitch low, and it's a 2-1 count. Today's ball game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel. Make sure you have an agent in your corner. Call 541-672-5701. 2-1 pitch. Corba swings through it for strike two. Fletcher Coleman at third base. After his RBI double got him on, and then he stole third. Roseburg trying to claw their way back, trailing 9-3. Swing and a miss by Corba, chasing some high heat. And that will finish things off here in the bottom of the fifth. Roseburg gets a couple of runs across, but a strikeout will end it. They score 2 runs on a total of 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We go to the top of the 6th. It is 9-3, Jesuit in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Roseburg does go to a new man on the mound here in the 6th, as we were kind of predicting earlier. Grayson Coate will take over. Had his first at-bat of the season, and now gets his first trip to the mound to pitch for Roseburg. And the sophomore had a double in his first at-bat and scored a run. Let's see if he can have similar success at the plate. He'll face the heart of the order coming up here for Jesuit. 2, 3, 4 hitters. Henry Vanderhoff will lead things off. Out of the windup, Coate fires in a strike. So Riley Cheney came in and got 2 outs, 2/3 of an inning for him in his first appearance of the season. 0-1 pitch is outside. Vanderhoff is 0 for 1 and make that 1 for 2 in this game. He has scored twice. Reached on a bunt single his last time up. Also walked back in the first and scored a run. 1-1. It's low from Coate. Cheney ended up coming in. He ended up facing 5 batters. Gave up 2 hits. Pitch misses. The count goes to 3-1 for Vanderhoff. 3-1 delivery by Coate. Line drive shot gets into center field. Taking a tough turn at first base. Vanderhoff will hang there. He's got his second single of the game. Leadoff man on for Jesuit. That is their 7th hit in the contest. 1 on, nobody out. Up to bat will be Kyle Goodwin. Coate will work out of the stretch. His breaking ball misses outside. Kyle Goodwin is 1 for 1 in the game. A 2-run triple in the first, and he's walked in his last 2 at-bats. The walk he had in the 5th inning was with the bases loaded and earned him an RBI as he takes high and inside, a 2-0 count. Final line for Riley Cheney, 2/3 of an inning. He allows 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout in his season debut. 2-0 pitch. Strike called on the inner half. Up around the letters. 2 balls and a strike. Keeping an eye on Oregon State and USC baseball game going on in Southern California. We will jump to coverage of that when we wrap up our broadcast here today. So stay tuned for Beaver Baseball for our listening audience. 2-1 foul away. Oops, too many clicks there. 2-2 is the count. Right now, Oregon State leading 2-0. They're in the top of the second in that matchup. Oregon State putting a pair of runs on the board in the first. So, at the moment, Beavers in front early in that game against the Trojans in a top 25 battle. 2-2 pitch outside. Nice scoop by Bowers. Racing back to the bag goes Vanderhoff at first. Full count now for Goodwin. Coate will step off. A single for Vanderhoff has him on at first. 3-2 pitch. That's ball 4. Well, that'll lead me to one of my This Day in Baseball history facts for today. All the way back in 1889 in the minor leagues, they passed a rule, and it went into effect today as the season got underway. In the minor leagues in 1889, it went from 5 balls equals a walk to 4. So it used to be you had to earn 5 balls to get on base with a walk. But that was the first year they made the rule down to 4 balls earns a walk. And it was a minor league rule that they passed in 1889 as a pitch misses for ball 1 to Ryder Listy, first baseman. That's the 7th walk issued by Roseburg pitchers today. A 1-0 pitch. Inside, a 2-0 count for Listy. So, all the way back in 1889, one of the rule changes in baseball to go to 4 balls equals a walk. Down from 5. Also another one on some Beaver history that we can talk about here is a 2-0 pitch for Grayson Coate. Runners at first and second. It's high and inside, leaning out of the way at the last second. Listy falls back and out of the way of the 2-0 pitch. He's got a 3-0 count. This day in baseball history in 2024 was a big day for Oregon State Beaver Travis Bazzana. Strike down the middle for a 3-1 count. In a Beaver uniform, Bazzana hit a leadoff home run for his 4th consecutive game. A feat that pretty much no one had, I believe nobody ever confirmed that it ever happened in college. It's a 3-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Only one time has it ever happened in Major League Baseball. Brady Anderson doing that. But Bazzana, 4 straight games with a leadoff home run for the Beavers in 2024. On this day, he hit his 4th. 3-2 pitch is high, ball 4. And the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Vanderhoff up to third, Goodwin up to second. And Ryder Listy is on at first. Julian Vina will stand in. And those Beavers, I don't know, I would imagine, I don't think they got a leadoff home run here today. But they did get a lead in the first inning, up 2-0. As the ball bounces away, runners all looking to advance. Coming in to score will be Vanderhoff on the wild pitch. And Jesuits gets one of the runs back that they gave up in the home half of the 5th inning. 10-3 our score. Runners at second and third with nobody out. And we'll get a visit out to the mound for pitching coach Steve Patterson. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. We're going to get a pitching change. Grayson Coate, short outing for him, does not record an out. And they will bring in a new man on the mound. That is Brady Popkin, who will get his first appearance on the bump for the Indians this year. Pitching change. Let's take a 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its 3rd generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community. Our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Everest, K2, and now the Mountain by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The biggest pizza this side of the Rockies. The mountain-sized pizza is a massive 20 inches wide, delivering 20 slices and a mountain of toppings. Made with the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. It's time to go big. Order yours now by using our mobile app.
We're in the top of the 6th. 1 run in so far for Jesuit to extend their lead to 10-3. Brady Popkin will take over on the mound for Roseburg. His first pitch in the air out towards left center. Tracking is Fletcher Coleman. He makes the catch. Runner tagging from third, heading home. And scoring on the sac fly will be Kyle Goodwin. Julian Vina with that 1-0 count. First pitch he sees from the new man on the mound is a sac fly to left center. So that'll be the first out here in the 6th inning for Jesuit. And they stretch it out to an 11-3 lead. So Vina drives in a run. He's got 3 RBI on the day. Austin Bernard's bats. He hits a line drive shot. It one hops to Burke, and he can't play it at short. It was a line drive. He was kind of blocked out by the runner at second, Ryder Listy, and then it short hopped into him. He knocked it down, but then it squirted away from him between the legs, and everybody is safe. Runners on the corners. Still just one out. Bernards will get on. I'm going to call that a hit. Second hit in the game for him. Up to third base is Listy. Inside a 1-0 count. Looking at it, it would be 2 more runs for Jesuit, and they could close in on a possible 10-run rule victory, which is surprising to think, as this game was close. It was 2-1 all the way through the 4th inning until a 7 spot in the top of the 5th inning. Jesuit exploded and broke out in this one. Popkins 1-1 pitch. Misses. 2 balls and a strike against Lachlan Landerholm. Landerholm is 2 for 3 in this game with a pair of singles. He takes a strike at the top of the zone. Brady Popkin, the 4th pitcher used here today. Got to start wondering how many guys do they have left in the bullpen for Roseburg, as they got a doubleheader tomorrow. Elevated 2-2 pitch. Count goes full. They'll play another 14 innings tomorrow, presumably, against South Salem. 3-2 pitch from Popkin. He gets a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Up to second base goes Bernards. As he steals second, gets into scoring position, 2 away on the strikeout for Landerholm. So Popkin gets his first strikeout, and now will face the right fielder, Riley Teed. Teed gets a chance to bat in the 8th spot again. He was 0 for 1. He pops one up right side. It'll be the first baseman, Danner Wirtz, there to make the grab for the final out in the 6th. Teed had been pinch hit for in the 5th, but re-entered the game and gets the bat for himself there, but pops out on the infield. So a runner left stranded on base here in the 6th inning. 2 runners, in fact. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 11-3, Jesuit in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Reminder that Beavers baseball is coming up once we wrap up things here with Roseburg baseball. They are just into the bottom of the 2nd, so you have not missed too much of that game yet. But you have missed, unfortunately, 4-0 Beavers in front against the USC Trojans in a top 25 battle. Good start there for Oregon State. For Roseburg, they were off to a good start, but it has fallen apart a bit for them. They trail this one 11-3. Looks like we've got a new man on the mound here in the 6th inning for Jesuit. Asher Bates gets 1 inning of work. And now they will send Makoa Kim on the mound. Kim, a junior, will face Nick Ruiz. First pitch swinging away. It is fouled off by Nick. Into the bleachers to our right. So Asher Bates, 1 inning of work. He gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and had 1 strikeout. 0-1 pitch to Ruiz. Swings through it for strike 2. Ethan Pang is in line to get a win. And with a comfortable lead right now of 8 runs, there's no save situation right now for Jesuit. Check swing on a ball that gets by. It'll be a 1-2 count for Nick. Roseburg softball about to get their day underway down in Medford. They're taking on Sherwood here at the top of the hour from the North Medford Spring Break Tournament, playing games down at Lithia and Driveway Fields. The 1-2 inside. It'll hit him on the front elbow. And down to first base will go Ruiz. And those 2-strike hit by pitches, man, those ones are just a killer for a pitcher. You're ahead, you're looking good, and you give up the base runner. So on base is Nick Ruiz. And out of the dugout comes Colin Griffin, the coach for Jesuit. And I think they might be making a pitching change already. Or Koa Kim on the mound talking with his first baseman and catcher, while the coach talks with the home plate umpire, Tom Nelson. Our crew is Nelson behind the plate. Dan Bachmeyer is out there. He's the third base coach, or third base umpire, and then you also have Chris Garrison out there today at first base. That was a brief visit out there for the coach. I don't know exactly what the reason was behind it, but they settle things in. I do think we've still have Vigna back behind the plate. Got a new third baseman out there. That is a guy that we don't have on the roster. Ball fouled away for strike 1 to A.J. Black. It's number 25, and this happened yesterday. He was up thrown in the bullpen. I was trying to figure this out. And he was not on the written roster. He's not on the printed roster I have, so I'm not sure who 25 is. He's at third base now. A strike across makes it an 0-2 count. See if maybe we can find it on Game Changer by chance. 0-2 count to A.J. Black. Breaking ball, he pokes it right side. Oh, it hits off the heel for Ruiz. And they're going to get a double play out of it. Oh, what a killer. It hit off the heel. Is it a dead ball? That's the thing I'm not sure. If it's a dead ball when it hits the runner, so I don't think they can get 2 out of it. So that's at least something. Some solace on that front. That's kind of what I was initially thinking, but the way that things played out, I wasn't sure. So a dead ball on the runner's interference. Nick Ruiz is out number 1. That was going to be a base hit into right field for A.J. Black and would add runners at first and second with nobody out. But it hit off the heel for Nick Ruiz. He thought he was by that baseball, and it just catches off the heel as he was one step away. 0-1 count for Mason Young. He gets plunked. And the bases could have been loaded for the Roseburg Indians. So Mason Young will get on. Second hit batter for Makoa Kim. Runners at first and second with 1 out, and going to get Brady Popkin a chance to bat here in the 9 spot after he took over on the mound. Brady will take low and inside, ball 1. Two-0 count for Popkin. Kim delivers. Hard hit ball to the third baseman. Snags it. Doubles off the Indians out at second base. A.J. Black can't get back in time. Hard hit ball by Brady, but it goes right to the third baseman for a double play to end the 6th inning. So a line out and then doubled him off. And that is the end of the 6th. No runs, there were no hits, there were no errors, and you had 1 runner left on base for Roseburg. We will head to the top of the 7th inning. with Jesuit leading comfortably 11-3 here on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Seventh inning here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg. It's been a drizzly afternoon, but we're getting baseball in. It's an 11-3 lead, a game that has gotten out of hand just a bit. A big inning, 7 runs in the 5th inning for Jesuit has put them up by a sizable margin. Brady Popkin out on the mound, continues to throw, and he will graze the batter on the first pitch here in the 7th. That was Nico Fernandez up to bat for a second time today. He's hit by a pitch. They tried to go to the inside corner, and it just grazes off the pant leg for Fernandez. So we go back to the top of the order. First pitch, a strike. Batting in this spot here. This looks like another number I don't have on our roster. It's number 24. Ground ball first base side, goes foul for strike 2. Let's see here. Number 24 batting in place of Jake Rawling. Takes high on the 0-2 pitch from Popkin. I think I just, must have been cheering for the pitcher, Brady Popkin. Thought maybe we were going to get a parent yelling out a name to help us out there, but a swing and a miss for number 24. He goes down with a strikeout. Popkin will get his second punch out. And that's the first out here in the 7th. Up to bat, the 2 spot. That looked like it might have 21. That is, I believe, Quinn Outerkirk, who takes a strike. So we get another new batter here in the 7th inning for Jesuit. Outside, 1-1 count. One ball, one strike. Off the handle on a pitch high and inside. Popkin fields, throws to second for 1. Relay back over to first. Double play. Roseburg will get out of the jam on a nice job by the pitcher, Brady Popkin. Fields, throws to second. They get the lead runner for the double play, and they turn 2 to get through the top half of the 7th. And Roseburg will go to the bottom of the 7th. They need 8 to tie and 9 to walk off with a victory. When we come back here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Roseburg Disposal, we're dedicated to meeting your garbage service needs. Started in 1932 by brothers Norm and Orville John, Roseburg Disposal continues to be owned and operated by the John family today, now in its third generation. Providing residential and commercial garbage disposal and recycling, we serve the greater Roseburg area. Invested in our community, our company has participated in many community projects, both financially and through donated services. Committed to our customers and our community, Roseburg Disposal.
Looks like all of our pinch hitters came in just for their at-bats. They did not stay in the game defensively. We do get a new pitcher back out on the mound for Jesuit. Taking over is going to be Peter Chan. Chan will take over for Makoa Kim, who pitched 1 inning. And in his 1 inning of relief, Kim did not give up a hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts, 2 hit batters. And now we go to the bottom of the 7th. Roseburg needs 8 to tie it, 9 to walk off with a win, and they'll face Peter Chan, a right-hander, a senior for the Crusaders. This drizzle continues to keep up, has not let up here this afternoon like was kind of expected, so may not be a ton of water coming down, but it's been a little bit more than anticipated, and it's kind of kept things damp out there, and I think it's kind of picked up a little bit more here recently, and you can kind of see, seems like it's at least affecting the playing surface. The artificial turf will get slick, that's for sure, and the baseball may be a little bit slicker as well. On the mound, Peter Chan will face the top of the order. Paxton Burke up for a 4th time. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Line drive shot off the glove for a diving attempt by Vanderhoff. The second baseman knocks it down, but he leaves his feet and cannot glove it cleanly. Nice job to get to it, but cannot come up with the play. A leadoff single for Paxton Burke, and Roseburg has a man on to start things here in the 7th. Long way to go to get back into it, but that's how it has to start. Got to get guys on base. Amos Bowers will dig in. He is 0 for 2 in the game, has an RBI ground out and a walk. He drove in Paxton Burke. Actually, he drove in Grayson Coate back in the 5th. Chan delivers. His fastball bounces in front of the plate for ball 1. 4-0, Oregon State in front of USC in that top 25 battle. We will join that in progress when we get done with Roseburg baseball here on the radio side of our broadcast. 1-0 pitch, squaring to bunt and fouled off by Bowers. My thought there is that they are looking to maybe catch the defense off guard, not expecting a bunt down 8. Either that or they're just trying to work on game plan stuff that they would hope to execute at a spot later in the season. Either way, didn't work out for them. 1-1, Bowers not showing a bunt, takes in the dirt, a 2-1 count. So in the outfield, they still have Landerholm in left, Goodwin in center, and Teed in right. The only defensive change on the infield was the third baseman, that's number 25, who we're currently not sure of his identity. A comment on the video stream thinking it could be possibly Beckett Lau. Might be the possibility over there. 3-1 count for Bowers, the 2-hitter in the lineup. Gets around on one over the plate, but he was out in front, pulls it foul towards the Roseburg dugout on the third base side. Bottom of the 7th, nobody out, 1 runner on. Roseburg down 11-3, trying to come up with a huge rally late. 3-2 pitch taken for strike 3. So Bowers down on strikes. And Peter Chan gets his first out in relief with a man on at first. Needs just 2 more. Fletcher Coleman, the lefty, digs in. Coming up next for Jesuit will be a Game on Tuesday next week against Lake Oswego. Runner going, swing and a miss, throw down to second, not on target for Julian Vina behind the plate. Stolen base for Paxton Burke. Leads the team in stolen bases. So he's into scoring position, an 0-1 count for Fletcher Coleman at the plate. The Crusaders will be wrapping up their spring break festivities here today, and then we'll have a few days off before they are back to action next week. Hearing a couple of guys talking about a trip to Hawaii. I guess maybe that's their spring break trip, headed out that direction. Doesn't sound too bad right now. Is emergency going somewhere, apparently. 1-1 pitch. Inside. That one almost got Fletcher. It just misses his leg. So 2-1 count for the three-hitter in the lineup for Roseburg. Chan will not deliver the next pitch. Time called by Coleman. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chan delivers. Here goes Burke. It's popped up on the infield. Burke's got to get back. It's in foul territory. The third baseman just makes the play for the second out. Fletcher Coleman flies out in foul territory. Back to second base. Burke able to get back in time. 2 away, and up to bat will be Danner Wirtz. Danner looking for his first hit. Reached on an error back in the 4th. Takes outside. That ball skips away up to third base. The throw is not in time. So Burke will take advantage of the ball that was off the turf. Done a nice job there by Julian Vina. It popped up in the air. He recovered quickly to get to the baseball and then threw down to third base fairly accurate. But the tag not in time to get Burke, who goes sliding in head first. 1-0 pitch outside, a 2-0 count to Wirtz. The 2-0 delivery from Chan, swung on and missed by Danner. We'll have a quick post game. Once this game wraps up, we'll do something quick and run through the numbers and then get you into Beavers baseball as quick as possible. So line drive shot into left field. Roseburg will add a run to their total here in the 7th. Danner Wirtz, an RBI single through the left side for his first base hit in the game. That will score Paxton Burke. It's 11-4. Roseburg back within 7. It would take a mega 2-out rally. Christian Corba will try to keep it going. Instead, we'd get a pinch hitter here, 17. That is Rowan Collup, a junior, who fouls off the first pitch. Call up a guy swinging up from JV here during spring break. 0-1 pitch from Chan. Taken for strike 2. Roseburg will be back to action coming up tomorrow. They've got a doubleheader against number 1 ranked South Salem starting at noon. So we'll be right back here same time tomorrow, but we'll have a pair of games for you. As Collup fouls off the 0-2 pitch to stay alive and keep the game going for now. Pregame tomorrow will start at 11:45. You can watch the game with us on our YouTube channel or on 541radio.com. And, of course, you can tune in for the game here on the radio, 1490 The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Strike 3 called on the outside corner to finish off the ball game, and that will do it. Final score is going to be 11-4. We'll go ahead and take a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back with the post-game show and get you to Beavers baseball here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Well, it is final here at Champion Car Wash Field. Game 2 in the series goes to the Jesuit Crusaders. They'll improve to 3-1 on the year. Roseburg will fall to 2-2. It was a game that was close through a good portion of it, but one inning with a big crooked number ends up being the difference. 11-4, the final score. You look at that, it's a 7-run difference. Wouldn't you know it? 5th inning, 7 runs on the board for Jesuits. So one big inning there really compounded things for the Indians, and they will fall for a second time against a good Jesuit team. So Roseburg will try to regroup, and they don't have long to do it. Coming up tomorrow, they've got a doubleheader against South Salem. It was 2 runs in the first for Jesuit. Roseburg got 1 in the second to make it a 2-1 game. That's where things were until the 5th. 7 runs in the top of the 5th for Jesuit. Roseburg got 2 in the bottom of the 5th. It was 9-3 at that point. Jesuit gets 2 more in the top of the 6th to make it 11-3. Roseburg got a run in the bottom of the 7th inning for your final score, 11-4. Let me double check and make sure my numbers are right here. 11 runs, 8 hits. I have 2 errors down for Jesuit. On the Roseburg side, 4 runs on 7 hits, 5 errors in the game. Got a little bit sloppy for the Tribe out there. Getting the win will be Ethan Pang, who pitched 4 innings. He had 1 run on 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Taking the loss will be Christian Corba, who gives up 7 runs on 4 hits in 4 1/3 innings, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. No save for either for the Crusaders in this one. Some of the offensive numbers real quick. Let's see here. Henry Vanderoff had a pair of hits, 2 singles. He scores 3 times. Kyle Goodwin walked 3 times, ended up with 3 RBIs. He had a 2-run triple in the first. Julian Vina was 1 for 3 in the game, had a 2-run double, scored a run, and also had a sac fly to drive in a run. He had 3 RBI. Austin Bernards, 2 for 4 with an RBI single and a run scored. Lachlan Landerholm was 2 for 4 in the game with a pair of singles and an RBI. Riley Teed was 1 for 2 with a walk. Kassar came into bat for him in the 5th. He walked and got on base but did not score. And then Nico Fernandez was hit by a pitch twice, scored a run in the 5th. For Roseburg, 2 for 4 in the game for Paxton Burke. Fletcher Coleman was 1 for 4 with an RBI double. Danner Wirtz was 1 for 4 in the game with an RBI single. Nick Ruiz had a double and scored a run in the game. A.J. Black had a base hit, drove in a run. He was 1 for 2. And I don't know how you ruled the runner's interference when he got on in the 6th. That was going to be a base hit. I'm afraid that the dead ball robs him away of one there. Let's see here. And then Grayson Coate had a double and scored a run in this game for Roseburg. So that is how things play out here in today's ball game. Roseburg will be back to action coming up tomorrow when they host South Salem for a doubleheader starting at noon. So there you go. That is how this one played out. It is time now to get to Beavers baseball here on the Score. They are still in the top of the third in this one, so you haven't missed too much. And the Beavers right now in control, leading 4-0 on top of USC in a top 25 battle. Mike Parker will have the call for you the rest of this afternoon here on The Score, so stay tuned for that. Coming up, Beavers down in Southern California. Let's see here. We want to say thanks to the Jesuit Crusaders for coming down for the spring break trip. Good competition between the two teams, and best of luck to them the rest of the season in the Metro League. Thanks to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio, the City Center Cars and Trucks studio, where he is running things on the radio side for us here today. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. Let's do it again tomorrow. Hopefully we get a little slightly better weather, a little drizzly here today, although it looks like it's starting to let up just in time for the game to wrap up. And Roseburg will welcome in South Salem for a doubleheader. Game 1 starts at noon. Our pregame coverage begins at 11:45. We hope you join us. You can watch the games streaming live online at 541radio.com, and you can also catch the action right here on Douglas County's home for sports. It's The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, Beavers Baseball.